Are you there? Can you hear my voice? Do you hear my breath? Are you out there? Forgive me, priest, for I have sinned in the ring of fire. Tonight, I would have loved you for 1,000 years. I would have died for you. I would have sacrificed it all, my dear. I would have bled for you. Till death do us part. You are unholy right from the start. It's a nice night for a black wedding. Nice night for a black wedding. Nice night for a black wedding.
What is up, guys? Dashing here and live we are, baby, for yet another episode of CMV, and it is Shockwave number 70. We jump straight into the action as always, and yes, it is time to let them know, because Rafael Hernandez is in the building. Perhaps one of the most hyped up new superstars we've had in a minute here in CMV. Hernandez coming to Shockwave, and he actually tweeted earlier this week. He said, anyone, anytime, any place. Well, the person is JB Hayes. The time is right now. The place is Shockwave. Rafael Hernandez debuts, baby. Still an opportunity to showcase himself as we get set to wrap up this season. Only about a month remaining. Of course, our final show of this season is going to be Regicide in just a little over 3 weeks or so. But let's not forget that Validation is up next. This, of course, the go-home edition of Shockwave. We got Octane tomorrow night. Now, this is a matchup, guys, that could be a humdinger and a half right here. Now, I don't know a whole lot about this kid, Rafael Hernandez, but he's going up against the former NGW champion, JB Hayes, who finally got back on track with a win last week against Fidel de la Rosa, but then was on the receiving end of that attack by the Mystery Man. Laid out both Hayes and de la Rosa as this Man of Mystery just continues to wreak havoc in CMV. Who's he going to go after next? We have got a great show to look forward to, though, this evening, my friends. Big time main event as the new alliance between Gianna and Hikiko is going to be taking on the China-Poland connection, and a whole lot more between now and then, including that very, very good matchup we have to look forward to. Highly anticipated Hunter Quinn and Killian Red one-on-one. But here we go right now. It's Hernandez. It is Hayes. And immediately JB Hayes manipulating physics to take out Hernandez. Double knees to the face. Hernandez, though, going to come back at him by taking out the shin. Now, obviously, we see Hernandez here, the smaller of the two. Not letting that hold him back as he nails that back suplex. And now lines up his shot for a stomp to the chest. This would be a great debut for Rafael Hernandez. He can knock off the former NGW champion. Look at that big old risk-taking dives to the outside with that forearm smash. Indeed, Rafael Hernandez, debut matchup here, hailing from Brazil. I wonder if he and Beatrice Lotus are pals from back in their home country. Of course, Beatrice Lotus getting ready to defend the Rising Star Championship at Validation against Isabella Almas. Indeed, in the midsection, starting to unload with those strikes. Looks like he was maybe thinking about going to the corner, but decided against it. What a super kick to take Hayes off his feet, though. Up to the top now. Rafael proving in these few short minutes this match has been going on, he's not afraid to take to the sky. Ooh, a Sabat kick. Hayes able to get out of the way, though. Goes for the midsection. Comes back at him, does Hernandez. Another back suplex. Tossing him hither and yon, one might say. As now we're going to capture suplex shades of the one and only Ice Cole Savage. Going to deliver some stiff knees to the chest. It is all Rafael Hernandez here to kick off Shockwave episode 70. He is on JB Hayes like a monkey on a cupcake, brother. Big time brain buster. And he still ain't finished. My boy going off right now. A knee to the face. JB says, get me the hell out of here. But Hernandez keeping on him from the top. Back in the ring is JB Hayes trying to cut him off. Both men missing there. Can Hayes take advantage? Yes, he can. Kicks out the knee for a DDT. JB Hayes finally able to capture a win last week. He's not looking to go back to his losing ways quite so soon. Hoping to soil the debut of Hernandez here as he knocks him to the outside. Hernandez right back into the ring, though. Out of the corner, a beautiful drop kick by the former NGW champion. He's not going to stop there. Goes for his patented cutter. And that might be it. Thanks for coming, Rafael Hernandez. No! The newcomer kicks out, but it might be for naught. Pele kick continuing to target the head and neck. And another cutter. Hayes is not playing with your boy. 1, 2. Wait a minute. Look, JB Hayes, not a moment of hesitation, though. Straight to the top rope. He knows he has Hernandez hurt. Blockbuster from the high rent district. Goes for the double knees. Hernandez gets out of the way. He's bleeding. Welcome to CMV, kid. Lifts up JB Hayes. What's he trying for here? End of heartache. Double knees to the back. 1, but the rope break. JB Hayes, the wherewithal. Hernandez might have had it won right there, but this match continues, much to the chagrin of the rookie. Tries to get back on the attack. Both men exchanging kicks to the gut. Now into the corner goes JB Hayes. Hernandez gonna flip him around. Clobbering blow to the back. Putting him up on top. Hang on a minute. Hernandez looking to turn it up a notch. The Spiderplex. The Spiderplex. Let him know. Rafael with the lowdown into the pin. Hayes kicks out. Hernandez can't believe it. Kick to the knee right there. And now some straight kicks to the face. Hernandez goes for a right hook, caught by JB. Clothesline. And again. Hernandez turns around right into a snap power slam. Not taking his foot off the pedal. The freeze and shatter. Is that it for the rookie? 1, 2. No, it is not. Can you believe it, man? What a performance by Rafael Hernandez. He has given JB Hayes all he can handle, but now Hayes from the top rope with an elbow drop right to the very heart of Rafael Hernandez. A picture-perfect elbow. And now JB stalking him, looking for a third cutter. One has to imagine. Brain buster of his own shows him how it's done. And it looks like JB Hayes gonna let him know here tonight. Back off the top. Body splash, but Hernandez able to roll out of the way. He's got an opening and he seizes it. Forearm to the side of the head. Looks him dead in the eyes. Right hook, forearm to the body. Big time forearm smash there by the bloodied Rafael Hernandez. Once again, hoists up the former NGW champion, taking a step back. High knee connects to the jaw. Right back to the top. Could be looking for another lowdown. Yes, he is. But Hayes gets out of the way at the very last second. And now going to drag Hernandez to the ropes. We know what comes next. A lethal injection. Good night, Rafael Hernandez. Uno, dos. Are you kidding me? JB, he cannot believe it. Goes for a fourth cutter. No, countered by Hernandez. Into a power slam. And the rookie wasting no time. End of heartache. Into the pin. Could it be enough? 1, 2, 3. Rafael Hernandez lets him know and defeats JB Hayes. What a match. I thought it was over right there after the lethal injection, man, but Hernandez showing heart here in his debut, defeating the former NGW champion, no doubt about it, letting us know here tonight. The action going to continue, my friends, here on Shockwave. As you can see, Amare Rivers in the ring, ready to go, set to take on Bloody Justice, guys. And Well, it looks like Bloody Justice isn't too interested in this. Wait a minute! Wait a minute! It's the Mystery Man! The Mystery Man! Throwing Bloody Justice in the ring! What? Who is this guy? First he attacks Styles P. Godley and Bobby Lee Studd, puts Godley in the hospital. Then last week he attacks both Fidel De La Rosa and JB Hayes, and now he picks a fight with Bloody Justice? It looked like Bloody Justice was going to be leaving the matchup, but this Mystery Man, whoever the hell he is, making sure this matchup goes on as scheduled. Amari Rivers, Bloody Justice one-on-one, and just as quickly as he appeared, the Mystery Man is gone. Continuing to haunt the Shockwave locker room. We got to figure out who the hell this guy is. But as this matchup now gets underway, thanks to the Mystery Man, an old alliance between these two. Certainly no more as Amari Rivers power bombs Bloody Justice to the outside. And of course, Justice going to pull a Troy Colt. Just gets right back up. No time to sell, brother. Bloody Justice has a new ally. He and Hunter Quinn looking to rule the roost here on Shockwave. Hunter Quinn, of course, in action up next, guys. Going one-on-one with Killian Red ahead of Validation, where he challenges Hayden for the Undisputed Heavyweight Championship. Amari Rivers all the while, guys, trying to turn things around. He's been on a losing streak a mile long, and certainly on the receiving end of some punishment at the hands of Tailcoat Val a couple of weeks ago. And she's not too happy with how Adia have been performing this season. We certainly saw that, light a fire under Isabella's ass. As last week here on Shockwave, she took out the Women's World Champion Ruby Rattel and beat Beatrice Lotus in a matter of minutes. And of course, we'll see her challenge Lotus for the Rising Star Championship at Validation. As thanks to that attack by Almas, we're going to be crowning a new Women's World Champion in that fatal four-way at Validation. It's going to be Gianna, Maggie Shaw, Hakiko, and Riley Van Wilson's fatal four-match for the vacant Women's World Championship. Amari Rivers tossing Bloody Justice back into the ring. Leading is Almas here. Seems like it's going to be a bloody night on Shockwave. Should I say Amari Rivers bleeding, not Almas. Although perhaps she is bleeding. You don't know. Maybe she's backstage. Got a paper cut or something. From the top, though, corkscrew moonsault into the pin. 1, 2, but that's not going to be enough to finish off. The former Undisputed World Heavyweight Champion gets to his feet. Oh, Amari, for some reason, turning his back and pays for it. Go home driver. 1, 2. Kicks out this Rivers, but he ain't out of the woods just yet. Bloody Justice lining him up. Out of the corner goes for the Justice effect, but Amari Rivers gets out of the way, looks for the F5, but Bloody Justice saves his skin. Kick to the midsection, turns him around, vintage Amari Rivers with the accordion rack stretch and drop. Not looking to pin him here, though. Going to make sure the job is done. The standing 450 from Amari Rivers. Uno, dos. But no trace for the true lover. As Justice just gets right back up, too. Goes for the Justice effect again. Amari Rivers able to stay out of harm's way. And now mocking Bloody Justice, who goes into the corner, hoping for refuge. Great athleticism on display by Amari Rivers there, stopping a mud hole in Bloody Justice. Perhaps Rivers has finally been properly motivated by Tailcoat Val as well. Tries for a kick, Justice able to reverse Off the ropes, tries to go low. Comes up short though. Now into the corner. Clothesline, jeez. Trying to take off Amare's head there. Rolls over to the ropes, picking himself up. Bloody Justice though, keeping on him. Justice Effect connects on the third attempt. 1, 2. Something in the water here tonight. Amare Rivers kicking out. But he is hurting, and Bloody Justice knows it. Trying for another one. Justice Effect numero dos. 1, 2, 3, and that does the job. Well, I guess Bloody Justice has the mystery man to thank. Because if not for him, this match never would have happened. Bloody Justice seemed keen on bailing, on heading to the back. Getting himself a hot dog, perhaps. Instead, he picks up a win. And coming up next, lads, this highly anticipated matchup. Bit of a AOA reunion. And look at this, a stare down in the middle of the ring between Hunter Quinn and Killian Red. And a very rare showing of respect. A lot of history between these two. And they share a handshake before the matchup begins. There's the bell. Of course, guys, like I said, there's a long, long history between these two men going all the way back to AOA, where Killian Red took Hunter Quinn under his wing. Hunter Quinn was a fresh-faced rookie, barely with his foot through the door here. And Killian Red helped him along the way. Taught him most of what he knows. But all these years later, and we heard from Killian Red earlier this week on social media actually saying how proud he is of how far Hunter Quinn has come. Hunter Quinn responded by saying, much in the same, hey, you helped me out early in my career. You taught me so much. But make no mistake about it, when we get in that ring, I'm going to take your head off en route to taking the Undisputed World Heavyweight Championship at Validation. So even though these two shared a handshake, Killian Red actually said it himself too. He said, I'm probably the only person in that locker room that doesn't hate you, which is true. But even though they shared that handshake, now the match is underway. No holding back. And yes, indeed, Hunter Quinn challenges Hayden at Validation for the Undisputed World Heavyweight Championship, guys. And although Hayden is obviously not taking Hunter Quinn seriously, week after week, Quinn's been out here calling out the champion. No response. Even when Hayden was here last week on Shockwave, didn't bother to respond to Hunter Quinn. It is very clear at this point that the A-lister does not see Hunter Quinn as a viable contender for for his undisputed heavyweight championship, but that might be Hayden's downfall. We'll find out. Look at that. Now Hunter Quinn's busted open. 3 for 3, man. Like I said, it's going to be a bloody night. Big old splash from Killian Red, of course, one half of the Unified World Tag Team Champions to get a partake in the triple threat tug of war validation as a part of Team Shockwave. Big DDT counter by Hunter Quinn, the AOA World Heavyweight Champion, the reigning NGW Champion, and looking to leave validation as undisputed World Heavyweight Champion. Punches to the side of Killian's head, guys. Later on tonight, we'll see Killian Red's tag team partner, the Bloody Brit, in action. He'll be one-on-one, guys, with Xander Slate. Look at this, vintage Hunter Quinn, the release Tiger Bomb. Into the pin, is not enough to do away with the American God. No, grabs the bottom rope, and lucky for him, the referee saw it. Also still to come here tonight, my friends. Oh, wait a minute. Hunter Quinn might have eyes to finish off Killian Red here. I thought he might try for the beast bite. I think he was setting up for it, but Red able to get to his feet. Back suplex, powerbomb. Like I was saying, we're going to have a debut later on tonight in the women's division. We just saw a few moments ago, Rafael Hernandez arrived for the great win against JB Hayes, guys. Josie Jackson debuts as she'll be going one-on-one. Big splash there by Killian Red, and shows off his power further with that deadlift gut-wrench powerbomb. This matchup has certainly shifted into the favor of Killian Red. The powerbomb machine, pop-up version right there, into the pin. I'm going to kick out, as I was saying, Josie Jackson one-on-one with Chloe Marks a little bit later. Hunter Quinn barely able to survive, but as soon as he sees an opening, fairy tale ending, no, Red able to counter. Killian Red, Alabama slam, baby. And not done. Gonna shake the ring. Sit out powerbomb. 1, 2, kick out by the Hellhound, who is in deep water right now. Drop kick by Killian Red. Gonna again use all that weight. Tries for the bottom splash. Quinn sees it coming this time. Gets out of the way, but barely from behind. Killian Red sees it coming. Elbow to the jaw. Turns him around. Oh no! 1, 2, and 3. The Powerbomb Symphony. 1, 2. Hunter Quinn continues to survive. Killian Red, shocked for a moment, spins him around. Back suplex. Quinn able to land on his feet. Right into a flatliner and busts Killian Red open. Truly bleeding red. 1, 2, 3, and that's enough to put away the American God. Hunter Quinn said he would come into this matchup and show no remorse, and he kept his word. And now his path leads him to validation. That's what did Killian Red in right there. The reverse STO puts him to sleep. And now Hunter Quinn, with his eyes set firmly on the undisputed World Heavyweight Championship at validation. His eyes set on Hayden. Lads and gents, I'll tell you right now, get out your cameras, get out your cell phones, and make sure the flash is on, because it is time for the arrival of a star here in CMV. Josie Jackson arrives in the women's division, the brightest star. Hoping to follow up on the success of Rafael Hernandez earlier, who debuted with a great victory against JB Hayes. And debuting so late into the season with just, about a month left before we wrap things up. Doesn't give one a whole lot of time to make an impression. But Josie Jackson, I think, has already made an impression before even stepping foot in the ring. But the brightest star gonna have her hands full here with the prodigy Chloe Marks, guys, who is desperately hoping to turn things around. Talk about losing streaks. Chloe Marks has pretty much been on a losing streak since this season began. This has really just not been a great season for Chloe Marks, but this is her first match of 2024. Maybe, just maybe, she can turn things around before this season comes to a close. And it would be at the expense of Josie Jackson. So let's find out if this bright star will shine just a little too bright for Chloe Marks. Still to come here tonight. A little bit later on, we got tag team action as Intercontinental Champion Brandon Ace, guys, teams with Isaac Richardson. That's going to be a shaky alliance. And they'll be going up against Anthony Martin and Ethan Parker at Validation. We will see Brandon Ace defend his Intercontinental Championship against A-Mart. Very much look forward to a matchup there. In our main event, Gianna and Hakiko taking on the China Poland connection. As Jackson, a knee drop to the extended arm there of Chloe Marks. Josie Jackson coming into CMV with a chip on her shoulder, making it clear that she looks down on not just the women's division, but all of CMV. Tries to talk some trash on the outside of the ring, but Chloe Marks not going to let that happen. Kick to the midsection. Oh, damn! And a forward slam on the floor. One way to welcome someone to CMV. Chloe Marks certainly not pulling any punches. Sends Marks chest first into the apron before getting back into the ring. And look at that, calling Marks a loser. I wouldn't go so far as to call Chloe Marks a loser, but she is definitely in search of a much-needed win here. No clean ring entry for the Prodigy, though. Head scissors takes her down, now picks the leg. A figure four. Figure four leg lock. Cinched in here by Double J. But Chloe Marks reverses, putting the pressure on the knees of Jackson. Able to get out of it, both women to their feet. Nasty right hand forearm smash. Damn! Into an STO with some oof behind it. That's the show. Irish whip off the ropes. Drop down. Leapfrog. And a spine bust you can ride home to your mama about. Woo! Turns her around. Chop block. Maybe going to look for a figure four of her own. What a right hand. That right there is what I would call a soup bone. But Jackson able to kick out. And she makes for the corner. Chloe, though, keep it on her. Like peanut butter on jelly. Dodges that shoulder thrust attempt. Going to send Marks into the corner. Irish whip. Counters. Goes right over Chloe's head. Nice reversal there. Ducks the clothesline. Big time elbow across the chest. And Double J feeling it. Retakes control. That is not good for Chloe Marks. Big right hand of her own. Shows her how it's done. But the veteran instinct allows Marks to get to the outside. Tries for a slingshot. Completely whiffs it. Kissing the floor right there. Ooh, visit to the dentist. Knocking a couple of them front teeth loose. Sheesh. Wrenches the arm. Kick to the gut. Oh, and a senton now. Focusing her attack on the midsection, the ribs of Chloe Marks. Fujiwara armbar. Locked in. Gets out of it. There's Chloe. Nice head scissors. Full steam ahead with a drop kick to the face. Count of 6. Marks can get back into the ring. Jackson right behind her. Forearm for the Prodigy. Could it finally be a win for Chloe Marks here tonight? At the expense of the brightest star. Goes low. Jackson able to counter. Marks tries again. Air raid siren. Into the pin. 1, 2. But a kick out by Josie Jackson. Marks is pissed off and the fans chanting, "We are not worthy." No, you are not. To be in the presence of the brightest star, Josie Jackson. These fans here in attendance should count themselves lucky that they are getting to witness such a talent in action. Back to the Fujiwara. Jackson trying to slow things down as she hones in on that left arm of Chloe Marks. And now going to show off just a little bit with this side headlock. Things have certainly turned around in favor of Josie Jackson. Old school scoop slam right there. But a dragon screw reversal by Chloe Marks. Jackson getting to her feet. Chloe fixing to help her. Pulls her in for a big boot upside the head. Another slobber knocker. That might be good night, Josie Jackson. Wow. 2.999. Bit of a tantrum getting thrown by Chloe Marks. She can't figure out a way to keep down the debuting Jackson. Another air raid siren. That's got to do it. 1, 2, 3. Yes, Chloe Marks ends the losing streak. Picks up a win. And holy shit indeed. Marks getting a win. Debuting in 2024 the right way, finally. Chloe Marks tasting victory. She almost can't believe it. Will this be a better year for the Prodigy? Looks like it might indeed be. And coming up next, my friends, it is it's the rematch between Akunin and Yamashita, and these two are wasting no time. A whole lot of tension between these two, boiling over as they can't even wait for the referee to ring the bell. There we go, he finally does. And now the matchup actually begins. Of course, this goes back, guys, to Attack in Australia, where Akunin powerbombed Yamashita off the stage and through a table took Yamashita out of action until the Royal Rumble at Mob Violence, where Yamashita returned and went right after Akunin. And as we saw last week on Shockwave, Yamashita assaulting Akunin before his matchup with Hayden. Payback on the mind of Yama. And now he at last gets his shot here. These two are looking to tear each other apart, if that pre-match brawl is any indication. Two absolute beasters, baby. Would you call this a hog fest right here? I certainly would. Akunin back into the ring. Still undefeated is the mighty Akunin. Yamashita hoping to hand him his very first loss here tonight, guys, and that undefeated streak extending to last week, where Akunin no doubt picked up his biggest win yet, defeating undisputed champion Hayden. And that's even after Yamashita attacked him before the match began. Choke slam coming in from Akunin, but Yamashita able to reverse it. The claw! The demonic Akunin with the claw, but Yamashita fights free. However, you can see the damage done. Yama over the top. Big boy flying. And now giving Akunin a taste of his own medicine. Power bombing him onto the apron. The hatred is evident between these two. Akunin thought he had rid CMV of Yamashita back in Attack in Australia, but he learned real quick it ain't going to be so easy to keep Yama down. Back into the ring. Yamashita trying to hype himself up there in the corner. Eats a right hand. Stop to the gut. Tries for another one. Yama trying to keep him at bay, but unable to do so. Quick attempt by Akunin to extend the undefeated streak, but it's not enough. Akunin fed up with Yamashita, but Yamashita will not die. Burning hammer! Does he have Akunin beat? Oh, he's not done. Yamashita not done. Oh, making sure there's no rope break. 1, 2. Oh, but that time that he wasted may have cost him there, as Akunin able to kick out. Perhaps Yamashita not done though. German suplex on his tippy toes. 1, 2. Akunin is hurt. Yamashita ain't stopping. Burning hammer. That's gotta be it. 1, 2, 3. Yes, yes. Yama does it. Akunin tastes defeat here tonight. Yamashita is victorious. Xander Slate and the Bloody Brick. Both men a part of the triple threat tug of war at Validation, where the very future of CMV will be decided. Xander Slate representing the higher authority. Bloody Brick, of course, a part of Team Shockwave. Unfortunately for both of them, they're going to be on the losing side because Team Octane will be victorious. But momentum is what both these guys are looking for here. And Slate accompanied, of course, by Bobby Lee Studd, the speaker of the higher authority. Bobby Lee Studd getting ready for anarchy in the arena tomorrow night on Octane, as it will be the Earl and the higher authority against the trio of Morgan Peligro and Chris Diamond. One half of the Unified World Tag Team Champs, hoping to fare a bit better than his partner did earlier tonight, taking that loss to Hunter Quinn. Chris Andrews, I believe, entering his very first ever tug of war match. He's done it just about all here in CMV. He's been in the Rumbles. He's been in the Chambers. He's been in the main event of Ascendance. But he's fighting for the future of CMV at Validation in the tug of war match. Xander Slate, meanwhile, no stranger to the tug of war. He has competed in more than anyone else in CMV history. He was in the first ever tug of war match many, many years ago. And that is why I believe Xander Slate, I'll admit it, a hell of a pick for the higher authority. Of course, he's replacing Styles B. Godley, who was put in the hospital by that mystery man. But Xander Slate only agreed to join them if he was promised a future World Championship match. Even got it in writing. So Xander Slate is in line for a future shot at the Undisputed World Heavyweight Championship post-validation. The question is, who's going to be the champion? Is it going to be Hunter Quinn or still Hayden? And the even bigger question, who's going to be running CMV? Will it be the higher authority? Will it be Madison Wright? Or will it be yours truly, myself, Dashing DJ Yuri? Spoiler alert, it's going to be me. Bloody Brick with a gut wrench. Pulling Slate up into that signature running power slam. Shades of the British Bulldog. And now some punches to the bad eye. Come on now. There's some upper kick to the midsection. Ooh, goes for looks like maybe a flying clothesline, but Slate instead sends him in the corner. Forearm to the jaw, lines him up. Enzu lariat chops him down right in the middle of the ring. Goes for the pin. Could Slate perhaps catch the Bloody Brick off guard here? No, a kick out. Xander Slate returning to action. Last week here on Shockwave in the main event, he and Bobby Lee Studd defeating Hunter Quinn and Bloody Justice. We hadn't previously seen Slate since his loss to the Ted back at Dead in Tokyo, but Slate coming back and saying no more is he going to play the nice guy. He's going to be his true self, and that's the OG Dirty Heel. And he's coming for the World Championship. Now he's got himself that shot. Slate says he doesn't give a goddamn about Bobby Lee Studd, about the higher authority, about the future of CMV. He wants a shot at the World Championship, and he's got it. Choking out the Bloody Brick. Grabs him by the ankles, but Britt's ready for him. Preemptively follows Slate to the outside, not looking to give him even a moment's rest. Powerbomb now onto the floor. God damn. And a stop to the gut, because why not? Oh, here comes Bobby Lee Studd, though. Careful. Britt got to watch out, keep his eyes on Studd. Slate looking for a suplex. Britt able to drop behind him. Chop block takes him off his feet. Up next in our co-main event, guys, Brandon Ace and Isaac Richardson taking on the tandem of Anthony Martin and Ethan Parker. And our main event, going to see Gianna and Hikiko battling the China pulling connection as Britt flipping off some poor fan in the front row. Must be a Xander Slate fan. Casher suplex. At the count of 2, Bobby Lee Studd now keeping his distance, but watching closely as Andrews tosses Slate back into the ring. Not going to join him though, or at least taking his time. No rush. Chris Andrews, another capture suplex. Slate popping right back up. Knife edge chop. Axe bomber. Military press. Slate ain't no small guy. 6'4". Oh. Bobby Lee Studd. Just as Britt was about to possibly put Slate away, Bobby Lee Studd up on the apron, distracting Chris Andrews, allows Slate to get back to his feet. Oh, but runs right into revenge! Yeah! 1, 2, but a kick out by the OG Dirty Heel. 21! Now that's just rubbing salt in the wound. How dare you, Britt? The fans are loving this one, and why wouldn't they? 2 legends. Xander Slate, whatever he went for there, counter into a power slam. Quick to go to the outside. Veteran instinct right there. Here comes Britt, though, with a running head start. Slate able to catch him. Fireman's carry position. Britt escaping with some elbows to the side of the head. Belly to belly. Rough landing there for Xander Slate. Britt gonna send him back in the ring. Rallying these fans here in attendance. Xander, though, that gave him the time he needed. Cutthroat slam. And a stop to the bicep. Not just once, but twice. Thrice? Indeed. 4 times? No, now to the choke. Oh, damn. Xander Slate trying to choke the very life out of Chris Andrews here. Ref, get in there, man. Good Lord. The referee not doing anything about this. And now looks to follow it up. But Britt comes back to life. Another power slam. Into revenge. A second time. 1, 2. Kick out. But look at Andrews. No beat around the bush. A third rendition of revenge. And that does Slate in. I guess those chokes had the opposite effect. Woke Chris Andrews up. 1, 2, and 3. Xander Slate gonna have a sore jaw heading into tug of war at Validation thanks to the Bloody Britt. A great win here, though, and some momentum for Team Shockwave heading into the tug of war. And they're gonna need it. Our co-main event coming up next here on Shockwave, episode 70, guys. Of course, still to come. After this, it's Gianna and Hakiko taking on the China-Poland connection. But first, here comes the Intercontinental Champion, Brandon Ace, a man who many have called one of the greatest Intercontinental Champions in CMV history, and for good reason. His first reign with that championship, he took on any and all comers, banger after banger, defense after defense, lost the championship back at Mob Violence to Isaac Richardson, but took it back a couple of weeks ago, and now he's getting ready to defend it at Validation against Anthony Martin. And this is a matchup Brandon Ace is not looking forward to. He's been doing all he can to avoid Anthony Martin for months at this point, as Martin's been hounding him for a shot at that Intercontinental Championship. But Brandon Ace can ignore him no longer. Anthony Martin has busted his ass this past month to earn that championship opportunity. And if Brandon Ace is a smart man, I believe he is, he's not going to discount the abilities of A-Mart. At Validation, Brandon Ace going to show up locked and loaded. It's going to be a great matchup. But tonight, the challenge for Brandon Ace is finding a way to coexist with his tag team partner. The man who beat him for the Intercontinental Championship. The man he beat to retake the Intercontinental Championship. A man who's probably got a hurting head right now. As, of course, last week on Shockwave in that triple threat match, Anthony Martin hit a pile driver on Isaac Richardson onto a steel chair to win said triple threat matchup. But I think Isaac Richardson willing to put his differences with Brandon Ace aside if it means getting hands on Anthony Martin. I'm not going to show you Richardson going to be watching that Intercontinental Championship match at Validation, a vested interest. Richardson wants that title back. And I can assure you, he'll have his sights set on whomever leaves Validation with the championship. Anthony Martin has been on a red-hot streak. And all roads for him lead to Validation, where he finally gets his one-on-one shot at the Intercontinental Championship. Will he make the most of it? Madison Wright said, "Prove to me you deserve the opportunity." And Anthony Martin most certainly did just that. Racking up the dubs, and with that triple threat win last week here on Shockwave, that was enough to seal the deal. Martin Ace at Validation for the gold. You know, from day one, I have hailed Anthony Martin as a future champion here in CMV. I said it'd only be a matter of time. Is that time Validation for A-Mart? Well, tonight, Anthony Martin teaming up with a man who might have his own championship aspirations. The recently returned Ethan Parker, who had a run-in with Brandon Ace last week here on Shockwave. Ended up on the receiving end of that 24-karat knee. And also has a bone to pick as Ethan Parker with Isaac Richardson. Richardson made his return last month in a matchup. Parker did against Isaac Richardson, which Richardson ended up winning by countout. So Ethan Parker more than happy to lend Anthony Martin a hand here and knocking off the Intercontinental Champion in the process. Well, an added bonus, that's for sure. Of course, tornado tag rules apply, and here we go. Brandon Ace, Isaac Richardson against Anthony Martin and Ethan Parker. Going to come up next in our main event, guys. Gianna and Hakiko taking on the China-Poland connection. We will be crowning a new Women's World Champion of Validation. Of course, Ruby Raquel having the Women's World Championship taken from her after the brutal attack by Isabella Almas last week. Madison Wright had no choice but to vacate the championship. And so a new champion will be crowned in a fatal four-way match. Gianna, Royal Rumble match winner Maggie Shaw, Hakiko, and Riley Van Wilson. Suplex toss there by Richardson. A lot of early pin attempts. Only a one count there on Parker. Martin from behind. Then Isaac Richardson looking to deliver a bit of payback on Anthony Martin for that pile driver onto the steel chair last week. Through the ropes, Anthony Martin takes to the air, and it pays off for him as he chomps down the giant back in the ring. Ethan Parker with a kick to the chest of the Intercontinental Champion. Strength of Isaac Richardson on display there. Jeez, tossing around Anthony Martin like some pizza dough. You do not want to miss a validation, my friends. Hoping that I can stream the show this upcoming Monday. That's the plan. Of course, tomorrow is going to be Octane. And then we're aiming for this upcoming Monday. But of course, you can check out our Discord, follow our Twitter to make sure you know when validation goes live. It's going to be a hell of a show. We've got Anthony Martin challenging Brandon Ace for the Intercontinental Championship. We've got Hunter Quinn challenging Hayden for the undisputed World Heavyweight Championship. We've got the main event, triple threat tug of war match to decide the future of CMV, the Higher Authority, Team Shockwave, Team Octane, and more as Anthony Martin, big German suplex off the knee. And might have had the match won. Ref was distracted though. And Brandon Ace able to break it up. Anthony Martin going for the pile driver. But Brandon Ace able to counter. High kick ducked by Martin. Far for the first time these two shared a ring with one another. But every time they have before, Brandon Ace walked out the victor. Brandon Ace beat Anthony Martin one-on-one. And then of course Martin was a part of that fatal five-way match at Attack in Australia, where Brandon Ace retained the Intercontinental Championship. To the outside! Takes out the champ. On the other side of the ring, Isaac Richardson with a sidewalk slam. Kicks to the face of Brandon Ace by Amart. Ooh, but gets a kick upside the head as a receipt. Brandon Ace trying to stay away from Anthony Martin here. Martin running him down, chasing him into the ring. Look at Martin playing some games with him. Brandon Ace kicking his feet. Able to escape into a reverse DDT by Ethan Parker on the floor. And I think Martin just got busted open, guys. Basement drop kick attempted. Martin able to get out of the way. That's not good for Martin, potentially suffering an injury ahead of the Intercontinental Championship match at Validation. Into the barricade. Anthony Martin is set now. kick to the side of the head. Champion back into the ring. Gonna mock his #1 contender. Martin gonna help out Ethan Parker. Butterfly DDT to the one true alpha. Ace gonna eat one of his own. Oh, the entire right side of Martin's face just covered in blood. Oh, he's gonna cut open Brandon Ace. Now both men bleeding. Dropped on his neck. Martin into the ring. Look at that. Aiming directly at Brandon Ace. Locked and loaded is Anthony Martin. Can he keep his winning ways intact here tonight, though? As he looks to secure his very first taste of championship gold here in CMV at Validation. Isaac Richardson tossing Anthony Martin up the ramp. These guys turning this into a brawl, a proper fight this has become. I don't think any of these guys give much of a damn about the referee's count either. Oh, on the steel of the ramp. Anthony Martin's neck getting all jacked up in this matchup. Martin locking in the crossface. Crossface applied. Not that it matters. This isn't false count anywhere. Now what's Martin going for? An inverted figure four. Inverted figure four. Guys, we're at a count of 13 right now. We're getting into dangerous territory. None of these guys seem to care at all. Shining Wizard by the Intercontinental Champion. We might have a double count out on our hands here. 16, perfect plex. Anthony Martin back in the ring. Who's the other legal man, though? I'm not sure. Oh, I forgot it's a Tornado Tag Team match. So all four men are legal. Oh, in the ring. Crossface. Crossface locked in. Crossface locked in. But Richardson getting out of it. Tries to go for broke there. It doesn't pay off for him. Brandon Ace with a knee in the jaw. Parker takes him down. Back in the ring. Isaac Richardson. 1-T-A for the win. Uno. Ref counting very slow. Not too sure what that's all about. Can't wait to get us some new referees come next season. All new referees. Maybe we'll get some ones that actually know what they're doing. Oh no, the Border City stretch. Cinched in here on Ethan Parker. He's in trouble if Martin makes the save. Before he has to tap out. Rolled up for a super kick. Brandon out with double pin. One, but Martin grabs the bottom rope. That's a rope break. Isaac Richardson still has the pin here on Ethan Parker, though. Given too much time, kicks out at one. Richardson is livid. Brandon Ace, guys, might be looking for the 24-karat knee. Martin trying to fight to his feet. He's on his own right now, though. Parker down on the outside. Murderous stomps. Parker immediately met. Modified neckbreaker by the Intercontinental Champion. Richardson, I thought he was about to jump to the outside. He's tossing that boy around like it ain't no thing but a chicken wing. Woo! Anthony Martin. The fight never stops. Knee to the face. Into the German. 300 plus pounds like it's nothing. Border City stretch. Border City stretch locked in again. Anthony Martin too busy. with Isaac Richardson. Luckily, Parker able to escape all on his own. One TA! One TA! Doesn't pin him. Isaac Richardson. A third time. One TA. Payback for last week. 1, 2. Kicks out. Tiger driver. Tiger driver by Parker. Oh, man. The fans are loving it. And what a match it is here in our co-main event. A banger and a half. Isaac Richardson looking worse for wear. Brandon Ace going to join him on the outside. Ethan Parker, what the hell is he looking to do? Suicide dive. These four guys beating the absolute hell out of each other. The future of CMV in good hands. Brandon Ace! Oh my God! Dropped! Leg first on the steel chair! Back in the ring, Tiger driver! 1, 2, but a kick out! If that didn't get the job done, Anthony Martin looking to finish him off. Brandon Ace trying to shake off that brutal landing on the steel chair. That is bad news, guys, for the Intercontinental Champion taking a hit like that. Look at this. He's hesitant to get back into the ring. I think that might have been an injury there, guys. Brandon Ace is not looking good. Sidewalk slam. Can Ace finish the match? Looks like he's going to try to. Oh, man, another nasty landing for the champion. As he misses that splash to the outside. And look at Ethan Parker's going after the hurt leg, guys. Parker with no mercy paints a target on that left knee of the champion. Anthony Martin might have himself a prime target at Validation. I tell you, I think Brandon Ace hurt his knee big time. Oh God, watch out, man. You're gonna spill my dubby. Come on now. Not the dubby. Anything but. Take my hand, take my very life, but not the dubby. Wait a minute, guys, in the ring. Anthony Martin! Yet again! The knee to the face! The German! Turn around, ref! 1, 2, 3, and Martin does it again! Anthony Martin and Ethan Parker with a great victory here tonight in our co-main event. Look, guys, the big story here has Brandon Ace possibly suffered an injury going into the Intercontinental Championship match at Validation. We'll have to wait and see, but I think this is bad news for Brandon Ace. And main event time it is, lads and gents, here on Shockwave episode 70. As the China-Poland connection ride again, Riley Van Wilson and Xiaorong getting ready to take on the duo of Hikiko and Gianna. And of course, momentum on the line here as Riley Van Wilson, Hikiko, and Gianna all a part of that fatal four-way match at Validation to crown a new Women's World Champion. And of course, the fourth being Royal Rumble match winner Maggie Shaw, who we heard from earlier this week, not happy at all about it being made a fatal four-way match, saying, Madison, you should have just given me the championship if Ruby Rattel wasn't going to be able to defend. But Maggie Shaw saying nonetheless she will still leave Validation as the new Women's World Champion. But a question certainly is, are we going to potentially see Hikiko and Gianna work together in that fatal four-way matchup, try and take out Maggie Shaw and RVW, guarantee that one of them leaves as Women's World Champion? What started as a pretty bitter hatred for one another between these two on social media going back and forth has blossomed into quite a dangerous alliance. But no matter what, when the dust settles in that fatal four-way matchup, it's every woman for themselves. Only one can leave as Women's World Champion. Something that both Gianna and Riley Van Wilson have accomplished before. Whereas Hikiko and Maggie Shaw, they have never held that Women's World Championship. Maggie Shaw, a former Women's Tag Team Champion. Hikiko, a former Women's Hardcore Champion. And despite winning Queen of the Ring earlier this season, Hikiko never has won the big one. Oh, damn! Widow's Peak, hoping for an early victory, but broken up by RVW, who gets tossed to the outside for her interference. Of course, guys, for Xiaorong, these next couple of months are the most important perhaps of her entire career. Xiaorong is set to retire in March. We don't know the exact date just yet, but March will be her final month in a wrestling ring. Thanks to all of her neck injuries over the years, forced to take off them wrestling boots and leave the ring for good. So the next month and a half or so, Xiaorong looking to accomplish what little is left on her bucket list. She's accomplished most of it at this point. You know, it's a headline Ascendance 11 to become Women's World Champion, to reunite the China-Poland connection. She's done all of it, but she is not done just yet. And a tag made there to RVW, a fired up RVW, perhaps the best we've seen her in a minute. That betrayal by Maggie Shaw really seemed to light a fire up under the ass of Riley Van Wilson. And you couple that with her personal life going so well, you know, she and Xiaorong finally sharing their feelings for one another, entering a romance. This could perhaps be a little bit of career renaissance for RVW. You know, she talked about it earlier this week, how it's been 4 years since she was last the Women's World Champion here in CMV. And that's 4 years too long. No doubt RVW a favorite in that four-way at Validation. Russian leg sweep into the octopus stretch right in the middle of the ring. Could have Hikiko in trouble. Gianna thinks so. Coming to make the save. Doesn't have to. Hikiko gets out on her own. Gianna got to be careful here not to get disqualified. Now that Maggie Shaw, wherever she is right now, watching, studying her opponents. X-Plex, vintage RVW. Broken up before even the count of one. And certainly one does not have to like Maggie Shaw to feel for her. Kick to the face, no, rolled up. Oh, Oh, and a big punch to the jaw. Nicely done by Hikiko, but Wilson able to retake control just like that. Well, Maggie Shaw went from winning the Royal Rumble match at Mob Violence, having a one-on-one match with Ruby Raquel for the Women's World Championship at Validation, to now it being a fatal four-way where her chances are drastically lowered of leaving with the Women's World Championship. And that's thanks to Tailcoat Val, thanks specifically to Isabella Almas, who so brutally attacked Ruby Raquel last week here on Shockwave, took her out of action. The China pulling connection, going high, going low on the main character. And a long history between these two. Of course, Gianna took the Women's World Championship from Xiaorong. Kicks to the back of the knee. And a bulldog. Knocking Xiaorong for a loop. The main character keeps on the attack. Goes for a kick to the midsection. Caught though. And instead, looking to hit the G-spot. Into the pin. Broken up by Hikiko though. Great teamwork by Hikiko and Gianna here in this matchup. Brutal shots by Xiaorong. Gianna has to take herself a little bit of a breather on the outside. Allows Wrong to make the tag to RVW, who's making a beeline for Hikiko. Knocks her off the apron with a drop kick as Xiaorong sends Gianna back into the ring. Wilson, off the top, was thinking about taking a huge risk there. Luckily, she thought twice. Good idea. Van Wilson. Drop Gianna on her head. Gianna wisely makes the tag. A tag also made to Xiaorong. Hikiko strikes first. Knee to the jaw. Into the pin for the win. 1, 2, but a kick out by the Crimson Empress, but barely there. Hikiko trying now to drag Xiaorong out of her corner. Another knee delivered right to the jaw of Xiaorong, but that time a rope break. Good call by our referee, and that gives Xiaorong the chance to fire back with the time bomb. 1, broken up before 2 by Gianna. Tag team matchup here in our main event of Shockwave, episode 70. Gianna and Hikiko against the China Poland Connection. Cheap shot taken there by Wilson. Xiaorong getting distracted, and it's going to cost her a third knee. And this time, Hikiko's going to make sure there's no rope break. Is it enough to seal the deal? 1, 2, 3. Yes, it is. Gianna and Hikiko. Oh, and RVW looking worried about her significant other. Hang on! Hikiko is thrown in a steel chair! Gianna! Gianna with a chair. Hikiko has one too! And both women beating the hell out of the China-Poland Connection. A message most definitely sent heading into Validation, heading into the fatal four-way match for the Women's World Championship.